Hey friends, happy Sunday and happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers watching. I'm getting this video edited on Saturday. That way I can just relax and chill with my family on Mother's Day. So I probably won't be in the comments too much today, but I hope y'all are getting to enjoy your day as well. This week I made mostly pretty easy stuff, but I did try 2 new things that I am excited to share with you. So let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. Friday night we just had some cheddar brats. They're more like a smoked sausage. I don't know why, but I just really wanted these. I used to eat them all the time as a kid, growing up, but it's not something that I usually buy. So we just had those on some hot dog buns and then some chips on the side and some fresh veggies on the side and ketchup for dipping. Super simple, a very summery dinner. The next meal of the week is one of the new ones that we tried. It's a homemade tuna helper. This is supposed to be the creamy broccoli tuna helper. We had that sometimes as a kid. Most of the time we had the cheddar tuna, the cheddar tuna pasta hamburger helper. But this one looked good. I was looking for some new ways to use canned tuna instead of the same 2 things that I always make, which are tuna patties and tuna casserole. If you eat canned tuna and you have any recipe recommendations, leave them down below. But to start off, we're just going to bring some salted water to a boil and cook up your pasta of choice. Then I have cut up 1 head of broccoli and half of an onion, and I am just going to get them in my pan with some oil that I've heated up and saute them until they start to get tender. For me, this took between 5 and 10 minutes to get them as tender as I wanted them to be. Honestly, the broccoli probably could have used some more time. My family did complain about it being a little bit crunchy still. I think if I make this again in the future, I will do it with frozen broccoli. Then I added in 2 tablespoons of butter and some fresh minced garlic, just as much as you want. I think I did 6 cloves of minced garlic. Get that all melted down, and then I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. You're going to want to stir in 2 tablespoons of flour and cook that for about a minute. And then I'm going to add in my milk. I am doing 2.5 cups of milk, and I like to always heat my milk up in the microwave for a minute to get it kind of warmed up just a little bit, so it's not cold milk going into a hot pan, because I've had bad experiences with that in the past. So if it's a little bit warmed up first, it always turns out right. And then I'm also going to add in about a cup of Parmesan cheese, and then I just turn the heat on this down to a medium low and let it simmer for 5 to 10 minutes. The sauce will start to thicken up, and then once it has thickened up, I'm going to add in 2 cans of drained tuna and then a bunch of seasoning. I did some garlic powder, some onion powder, a little bit of Tony's Creole seasoning, and some salt and pepper. And then once my pasta was done, I just stirred that into the sauce and topped it with a little bit more freshly grated Parmesan cheese, and this turned out really good. The only complaint was that some of the pieces of broccoli were a little bit crunchy. I think that's because I had a few too many pieces of the stem, which my family doesn't like, and they were just big, harder pieces. So I could just be more careful when I cut it next time, or use frozen broccoli, and frozen broccoli is always a win with my family. I just served this with some garlic bread on the side, and that was a super delicious filling meal. The next night, we just kept it simple with some spaghetti. We had some leftover garlic bread from the night before, so we had that with this as well. Just ground beef, some marinara sauce, Parmesan cheese on top, and regular old spaghetti noodles. The next night, I made homemade Taco Bell Crunchwraps. And so this is really easy. All you have to do is cook up a pound of ground beef with some taco seasoning and then assemble the Crunchwraps. I actually didn't film me making these this night because I was in a hurry to get it made. So we had been out playing Pokemon and everybody was ready for dinner. We ate a little bit late that night. But you just take a burrito sized tortilla, put some ground beef in the center, with some cheese sauce on the tortilla, and then top that with the tostada with sour cream on it. And then you can put lettuce and tomato and more shredded cheese on top, and I use some Taco Bell sauce. And then you fold it over and fry it in a pan for a couple minutes just to keep it closed and get it browned on either side. And these are always a hit at our house. Sometimes I try to make like the cheesy fast potatoes to go with it too, but I haven't mastered that yet. But this was delicious and filling, and we just had chips and salsa and some refried beans on the side. The next night I made a smoked sausage and potato sheet pan dinner. I was just kind of winging it, making stuff up as I went. I've got some potatoes here that I've diced up, and then half of an onion that I diced up, and then I added in some olive oil, paprika, a package of the Lipton onion soup mix, some garlic powder and onion salt, and salt and pepper. And I got everything mixed together really well, nice and coated. And then I put this on a sheet pan, a foil lined sheet pan for easy cleanup, and got this in the oven on 425. And I did about 25 minutes. And then after the 25 minutes, I tossed everything around and then just added on one smoked sausage on top of that and cooked it for another 10 minutes. I didn't want the smoked sausage to get overdone, and the potatoes I knew were going to take longer to get soft. And then everything came out nice and crispy and delicious. And I actually forgot to even film or take a picture of our plates because we were in a hurry. I made this at like 5 o'clock for the kids to eat because we were going out to play some Pokemon Go. We've been like really loving Pokemon Go again, and this was on a Tuesday where they had like a spotlight hour where a special Pokemon was spawning for 1 hour. So the kids ate before going out, and then Andy and I heated it back up once we got back home. To go with it, we just had some corn. I had some like little individual cups of corn that my father-in-law gave me, and so we had those on the side with this, and it was good. This is like something my mom used to make when I was a kid, and when I was a kid I hated it because I absolutely hated Lipton onion soup mix in anything when I was a kid, and now I love it. The next night we had these smothered Fritos bowls. I made this a couple of times before. I found the recipe on Pinterest and we love it. It's basically like a chili. You're starting off here with 2 cans of chili flavored or seasoned beans, and then 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 can of Rotel, and then I take that tomato sauce can and fill it with water and added that in as well. And then you need 1 like package of taco seasoning or the equivalent to that, and then 1 pound of ground beef I cooked up with a half of an onion, and then I got that stirred in, and then you just put a lid on this. You can put it on high for like 4 hours or low for like 8. I did high, and then when it's done you just stir it. It looks like chili, tastes like chili, but like taco chili. And then we served this time over some corn chips. These are the ones from Trader Joe's. They're like the Scoops Fritos, and they're really good. The kids actually didn't want theirs on top of it. They wanted theirs on the side. They basically ate it with the scoops. We've also done this on top of Doritos, and that's really good as well. Anything that you would put on top of chili, you could put on this too. We just did some cheese, and it was very good. For the last meal of the week, I made a chicken enchilada casserole. Starting off here by making my chicken in the Instant Pot. I've just got like 3 thinly sliced breasts in here. I seasoned them with some adobo seasoning, and then I added in 1 can of Rotel and about 1/3 of a jar of green salsa. Then I put the lid on this and cooked it on manual high pressure for 10 minutes and then let it do a natural release. Once all the pressure had been released, then I just went in and shredded up my chicken. There was quite a bit of liquid in here. I just used a slotted spoon so that my enchiladas were not too watery. Then in a 9x13 inch pan, I am adding in about another 1/3 of the jar of that green salsa, along with probably about 1/3 of a jar of green enchilada sauce. Spreading that out so we've got a nice thin layer down, and then I'm topping that with some corn tortillas, and then I'm topping that with that chicken all of the chicken in one layer. I didn't really have enough sauce to do multiple layers, but if you do, you could do multiple layers, kind of like a lasagna, but not. And then I topped the chicken with some shredded Mexican cheese, and then a layer of corn tortillas, and then all of the rest of my green enchilada sauce goes on top, and then some more cheese. And then I stuck this in the oven on 375 for 25 minutes, and it came out nice and bubbly, and this was delicious. It tasted like a chicken enchilada with green sauce without the work of having to sit there and roll up each individual enchilada. I've made an enchilada bake like this before, but with beef and red sauce, and we love that. It's got its own recipe video here on my channel, and I've been making that for years, but I had never attempted, I don't think, to make it with chicken or green sauce. So this was new for us, and it was delicious. We loved it. I will definitely do it again. And that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. Again, happy Mother's Day to all of the moms watching. And if you plan on making any of these recipes, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you leave me a thumbs up and leave a smiley face emoji in your comment to let me know you made it here all the way to the end. I hope you'll have a great rest of your weekend and a great upcoming week, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!